Comic book is a publication that tells a story through a sequence of illustrated panels, often combined with written dialogue, narration, and sound effects. While the term originally referred to humorous stories, modern comic books cover a wide variety of genres, from superheroes to nonfiction. The medium is distinct from graphic novels, which are generally longer, book length stories, but both use the same sequential art form. What draws us to comics is the art, story, characters, world around it. There are so many questions. One thing we have to ask ourselves is, are these books for everyone? All I have to say is there are a bunch of iconic pieces of fiction to come from this medium, which has inspired many generations. I should have to list the obvious ones. So there has been content surrounding this. It is, to be fair, it's a very popular medium. You probably have heard of content creators like Comic Storian, Comic Explain, or Comic Drake. Case in point, this medium has had a bunch of content creators become well known in the medium. However, there are some negative people in this medium, as a lot of other fandoms have. And today I want to talk about one of the most toxic content creators on this platform. This person goes by Shine Comics, who has become well known for his controversial and messed up takes on comic books and the characters surrounding it.
Hi, well, I wanted to make the video to tell everyone and just remind everyone about how bad this guy's gotten. Because trust me, he has gotten bad. When he started out, it wasn't this bad, you know? He seemed like a pretty alright comic creator, but then his takes got more and more outlandish. So I wanted to talk about that. Alright, we're going to look at a few things he said, specifically. Let's start with the Superman movie.
This movie is purely style over substance, and it's not even that good at giving us style, which is funny. Sure, he gives us these cute scenes of Superman saving people, but there's no meaning behind it. There's no deeper connection other than Superman saves the person, then goes on to the next day.
Alright, so this point is just wrong because he did interact. He spoke with the person he saved before that person got crushed by the kaiju. Like literally, he tells the person to take a deep breath after she's saved by him. After the kaiju fight, he interacts with the children. He literally interacts with the character he already has previously accounted for. You know, Molly, the street vendor that gave him food. You know, the guy who gets killed by Lex in front of him, which also shocked me. He saved the squirrel. This pretty much established his character and pretty much protected and was asking if people were okay. So I don't know what Shine Comics is talking about. Like, it doesn't have a deeper meaning.
Superman that saves the boy. It's literally Guy Gardner who ends up saving him, and the entire scene is turned into some dumb punchline. James Gunn had an easy layup to give us an emotional scene of Superman talking to this kid who clearly idolizes him, but instead he gave up a good character moment for a trash, unfunny punchline.
Are we going to ignore Superman was saving Metropolis and, couldn't be there in time? Not only that, it wasn't the whole point of seeing that the other heroes were inspired by Superman's actions to the point where they stepped in. Like, they literally stepped in because at first they didn't want to bother with it at all. Like, they didn't want to get involved with that. But then they decided to step in. Like, what is the whole point here? I also want to give attention to some of the YouTube posts because despite saying in the Superman review he has saying, as a Superman fan, this movie makes me sick. He makes a bunch of posts about it. Jeez, you're really sick there. So I'm gonna show it off. So we also see this. We also posted something like this, which is weird. The guy then goes on a whole yap session about how this would have been far more emotional and deep than Gunn's version because in this movie, Superman saves Squirrel and that's it. No dialogue, there's no struggle to save it. He didn't even pet the squirrel, he just saved it. On to the next sloppy scene. Stein was way better at pacing and make you feel the emotion. Stein did this scene. Wow. Okay, it's very clear he's a Snyder Laser. Alright? Because who the fuck cares about saving a squirrel like that? If Superman just saved a squirrel, that's it. I don't really care about this. Then says something like, I miss when comic movies had actual character development in emotional arcs. Anyone else agree? And BVS did not have good emotional arcs. Batman's arc was just Superman saying Martha. That's it. Character actions motivation matters to comic movies. Superman says everyone. He doesn't pick and choose when to act. It's clear who reads the source material. This guy is acting crazy because Crypto attacked Lex Luthor, by the way. A guy that didn't even die. He just got a broken arm. Lex Luthor was just hurt. He's still alive if you pay attention to the goddamn movie. But hey, Shine Comics can't even have an open mind for that. Not a punk rocker, my opinion. He's totally not a punk rocker. All right. Gotta watch out, Bruce. I don't know what this is supposed to mean, but cool. God, the parallels between Dr. Manhattan and Superman is so cool. Superman is a thematic foil to Manhattan. Snyder is such a genius. The fuck is this glazing? I literally just realized this. Then he talks about how Watchmen and BVS are parallels. Bro, I'm not trying to watch Superman, Batman, but Watchmen. What is this? All right, let's look at one more post. Let's look at one more. All right, here's the general rule of thumb before I take on Superman can use it past Shazam. They probably don't understand Superman. Isn't Shazam inspired by Superman? Not only that, I don't really see how Superman, Superman is friendly, corny, overall approachable, could be Shazam, but that's just me. Also, is an argument for why he thinks that Zack Snyder is so good is because he takes certain comic book moments. Yeah, I mean they look cool visually, but like, dog, we're really gonna do something like that? So you're saying he understands the character because he just took moments that happen in comic books, like Kingdom Come. That's the whole argument. So yeah, that's what I could cover for the Superman stuff. Because man, this guy's a long history, and Superman's just scratching the surface on how toxic this guy can be. I mean, the whole drama with Comic Drake, him getting drama with Tizzy. I'm pretty sure he wanted to fight the guy too, which is crazy. He's doing all this over comic books, mind you. The whole thing with King Lion, I don't know much about King Lion, so I'm not gonna get into him. But still, yeah, Shine is just toxic as hell. And I'm gonna bring up the next point: the whole drama with Comic Drake.
Want to have to making this video, but there is some drama within the ComicTube/Comic Talk community through a well-known rage baiter named Shine Comics. And look, I'll be real. I don't like the way that he conducts himself online. I never made a video or any real statement about it before because he was a minor. He was 17, but now that he's 18, I do not feel bad about putting him on blast or whatever the kids, challenging me or comic book creators to a fight, and then making videos calling out some of my close personal friends racist because they didn't do enough videos on black characters. He got really upset and offended that I called out that the Blue Lantern Corps worked a little bit differently than he mentioned in his video, and got real upset about that because I told him, hey, maybe read the Green Lantern comic. It's really not that deep. This is a stupid reason to be having drama, but that's not why I'm doing this. It's completely ridiculous that a back and forth about a damn comic book character went to some very just shady and toxic places. See, I have a policy of not talking to minors, especially over DMs, because look, I get that my name's Drake, but I do not mess with any of that. It's not something that I want to do. Any conversations that I do have, especially when it comes to minors, whether it be other content creators or fans, I do that all in public where it can be seen. Trying to relay that, I really fucking hate that he decided to bring my dead friend into this. All over some pointless comic book bullshit. 18 since last time that we interacted. I hope to God it is the last time we interact. I mean, I might do stitches or anything if you say any dumb shit publicly again, if you get things wrong. I mean, it's pretty easy to dunk on people for clout. But I have no interest on creating drama. I don't want to be making this video. I just think it's incredibly shitty and hurtful that you decided to bring my dead friend into this. I hate that I get that it was a joke, but you're trying to challenge other content creators to a fight, and I really fucking hate that you have decided to paint people that I know for a fact aren't racist, and I understand my skin tone. Probably I'm not the expert on this, but I really hate that you've decided to call out other content creators as racist just because they haven't made enough videos to your liking. Your entire channel is just devoted to rage baiting. I don't understand how you have an audience, but hopefully we're done. I don't want to have to be talking to you again.
As you saw, yeah, Shine Comics went way too far. So to summarize what happened, Shine Comics, in his whole debate that Superman is not a symbol of hope, which he is, but hey, trying to tell this guy that is just hard. Anyway, basically, he tried doing this whole thing where he tried saying Superman didn't have the Blue Lantern ring, so he can't be a symbol of hope. However, Colin Drake corrected him in that same event. Superman was a Black Lantern, so he couldn't become a Blue Lantern. And the ring goes to the nearest person it finds. Shine Comics did not like that one bit, so he decided to escalate the drama. And as you saw here, he decided to talk to Comic Drake, and Comic Drake said, "Listen, I don't want any drama. I don't want any trouble. Just leave. I just wanted to correct you on that." And then he just tried saying that he insulted his intelligence, which he didn't. He was being very respectful. But Shine Comics did not care for that. And when he made clear he doesn't want to talk to him or want anything to do with him, Shine decides, you know what? Let me bring Comic Story into this. What a weirdo. And then he decides to be a weirdo. Fuck. What is this? Also, adding on to the tidbit of, bring other comic creators saying that they're racist because they don't talk about black characters, he also said this.
White comic book fans are racist. I don't care. It's the
Now, other people on TikTok have called him out for this take, so I'm not going to say too much, but my thoughts, Shine likes to use racism in his arguments a lot, and this is one of them. So my take on this is, if you can't relate to a black character, that does not make you racist. If you're interested in him, that's fine. If you're not, that's fine, all right? That doesn't make you racist. If you don't like the character or want to do anything with the character because they're black, that is racist. But hey, Shine Comics' whole reasoning on why white comic fans are racist is because they supposedly don't buy them or aren't interested in characters. What are the statistics on that? I don't know. But hey, his source is always, I made it the fuck up. So yeah, this guy is just saying a bunch of nonsense. What else is new?
David Cornsweat Superman saving scenes to Henry Cavill Superman saving scenes, and I'll let you decide which one's better. You dog. Okay. I don't know, it just feels kind of soulless, like you pushed her off. Superman, save her, save her. You don't save people, Superman. There you go. That's how you do. You see her face lights up seeing him. That's how you do Superman, bro. No cringy jokes, no. All of us men were born misogynists, but this scene single-handedly turned us into feminists.
Oh, shit.
This Batman's funny. Y'all act like he's all dark and brooding. He makes jokes sometimes. This is cool. Oh, Superman saved him. That's Superman. That's Superman. Oh my God. This literally turned me into a feminist. If this doesn't turn you into a feminist, you are a piece of shit.
No, Clark, you can't.
This is my world.
No, Clark, don't.
You're my world.
You are my world.
No.
It's back when he was actually, a simple hope. He didn't scream at his girlfriend. He didn't shout at her. Dying for a world that hates him. That's Superman. That's hope. The Trinity. The Trinity teaming together. I still don't like what you did to Batman, Snyder. Batman was a little bit too mean, but Superman inspired him like he inspires all of them. Get him, Superman! I love this scene. This scene is really cute. It's really adorable. The music too is fire. All the memories. Bro, David has such an adorable smile, bro.
He always believed you were meant for greater things. And that when the day came, your shoulders would be able to bear the weight.
Yeah. So she could have been here to see it finally happen.
He saw it, Clark.
Hans Zimmer's score is just so emotional. Like, you really get to feel everything. Way more emotional. But the scenes are basically the same, like, just different tones. Luthor is objectively better than Nicholas Holt's Lex Luthor. This is one of my favorite scenes in the movie, and it's the prime example of showing, not telling. As you can see, Lex Luthor arrives back at LexCorp. This was right after the bombing that happened at the White House, where Superman off-armed. You see he's walking? LexCorp got raided and destroyed. Look. Batman. Look at this Batman. Batman raided LexCorp. And look at his face, though. Pay attention to his face. Zack Snyder doesn't have to tell you and screaming. He doesn't have to scream. All he has to do is show. Pay attention to his face. He's supposed to be angry right now because Batman literally raided his building. But look.
Alright, well, that's all I got to say on this guy. I don't know about part 2, but if you ever respond to this, which I don't know if this video is going to get that much traction. Hope it does. But anyway, I just wanted to make sure to show everyone how toxic this guy is on the YouTube space. On TikTok, everyone exposes him, but on YouTube space, not too much. That's all. Thank you for seeing these points, and if you can, support the channel. I don't know about part 2, but I don't know if I'll talk about this guy. Bye.